Hello, morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two no age statement blended Scotch whiskey. This one is called Chivas Regal Mizunara. It's got that aquamarine turquoise kind of color. That's their label. Chivas Regal Mizunara Oak. A portion of this whiskey is aged in Japanese Mizunara oak. I have a little bit left. Now this runs pretty expensive, but unbelievably, I got it for the price of $17.99 at the legendary Savannah Discount, Marrero, Louisiana. So let's look it up. Chivas Regal Scotch. Total Wine didn't carry it. Let's see who else has it. I think it was like $48 last time I checked, but let's see. Not seeing a lot of. Buy Right Liquor Shop has it for $44.99. Sterling Fine Wine, they are carrying it for $44. Three Brothers Liquor has it for $59.99. Oh, what? Kelly's Liquor has it for $49.99. Safeway has it, but I don't see a price. Skytop Liquors, $48.99. Yeah. Capital City Wine and Spirits for $49.09. Beverage Warehouse for $44.99, and so forth. All right, so they do have a lot of people carrying it. I don't know about Louisiana anymore. So around $48. Now here is, but like I said, I got it for $17.99. Here is Glen Logie, introduced a year later, 2015. There's the Glen Logie. There's trails in those mountains. They say hills look like mountains to me, and hills. Nature trails, this national recreational area in Scotland. This is produced by Hay and MacLeod, an old company. Probably produced for Hay and MacLeod, but an old Scotch whiskey company, okay? They're owned by Witt and McKay today, but there's no website listing, so I don't know what to say. I did find out that they introduced it 2015. That's probably didn't hit the shelves till 16, but around that. But anyway, that's all I know about it. $9.99. $9.99 for Glen Logie. Is it sold in Scotland? I really don't know. Is the Mizunara sold in Scotland? It's another thing I don't know the answer to. I know I dusted these bottles. It's still got dust on it. Just now dusted these all my bottles. Well, maybe I didn't do as good a job as I thought. Okay. Foil cap cover. Plastic cap, twist cap. No cork. Okay. Chivas Scotch Company established 1801. But it really wasn't a Scotch company. At the time, it was a grocery store, which were a lot different than today. So don't think of a store with shopping carts and automatic doors and the checkout. Nothing like that. Gotta clean this bottle too. It was the old grocery stores was like if you watch the Waltons, Ike Godsey's General Mercantile Store. Okay, you had to ask for something behind the counter generally, or they had stuff on the floor. But okay, but anyway, that's how it started. A little grocery store and it turned into a big Scotch empire, Chivas Brothers. The Mizunara is darker. I think I have enough to taste. It's not a whole lot in these glasses, but I guess it'll be enough to taste. And it's darker amber, and this is gold. I have enough left for maybe 2 taste challenges. Chivas Brothers, they own a lot of other whiskey brands, such as Ballantine's. They got bought out. Ballantine's got bought out. They own the Glen, true story. They own 100 Pipers, which I have coming up. Well, that's bottled in the United States under an agreement with Heaven Hill, apparently. Probably what happened was when Seagram's went out of business in the year 2000, Heaven Hill probably bought the rights for the United States market, and Chivas Brothers got the rights for the rest of the world. So they say, we'll make it. We'll still have it made, and then we'll ship it to the U.S. And once it comes to the U.S., it's under the control of Heaven Hill. And they'll just call it 100 Pipers, whereas around the rest of the world, it'll be called Seagram's 100 Pipers. Same product. We don't get the 12-year age Seagram's 100 Piper. We only get a 3-year age base model, which is does have a following. I see a lot of people. Seems to be a lot of stores sell it and a lot of people buy it. Now, Chivas Regal, I mean, what liquor store in the United States doesn't have Chivas Regal, you know? They all have it. I see that a lot of gas stations. I mean, I don't see all the variants, you know, like the Master and that's a 13-year age. I don't see the Mizunara Oak or any of those. I just see the 12-year age. Even in the little bottles, little mini sample bottles. Yeah. So does Glen Logie, a $9.99 bottle, have a chance against a $57.99 bottle? Let's call it $57.99. You wouldn't think it'd have any kind of chance. This here has an interesting aroma. It's like deep wood, and it must be the Mizunara because Japanese oak, they claim, has this rich aroma and flavor, and it's expensive, and it takes a long time for them to grow, and they just want to do something different. Okay. This smells like nothing except faint fermented cereal grains. Not much aroma. So on aroma, I'm going to say this has got to be the Mizunara because no way it could be the Glen Logie. And it's dark. It's got to be the, yep, it's the Chivas. So 4 in a row now. I believe it's 4 in a row. Five in a row. Johnny Walker Red, Johnny Walker Double Black. Let's see, I did Johnny Walker Red Label, Johnny Walker Blue Label, Johnny Walker Double Black, Johnny Walker Gold Label Reserve, Buchanan's Deluxe 12-year, and now the Chivas Regal Mizunara. That's 6 in a row I've gotten on aroma only, basically. So sometimes you don't even have to do a taste challenge to tell them apart. You just smell it and you got it. But let's go with the taste anyway. But the contest is already decided. Chivas Mizunara has a better aroma. Now, is it, you know, $45 better, $45 better on aroma. I'm not too sure about that. It's just a rich honey, caramel, deep oaky vanilla oak, just hard to describe. Vanilla oak, like spices. Don't know what kind. They're not flavored. This is not flavored with spices. It just has a spicy note, not pepper or. It's like an indistinguishable spiciness. Really great. If you ever see it for $45, buy it. But you'll probably not see it that cheap. You probably have to pay $48 at the minimum. But you never know. You might be like me and find it for $17.99 at Savannah Discount, like I did, but that's unlikely. Even Robert the Whiskey Scout said, "Man, I want that one." So he sent me the money and told me go get, not ordered me, but he said, "Could you please go get it for me?" And I did a week later. And when he came down here, I gave it to him, and he was very happy. So fabulous product, highly recommended. An A all the way. You got to buy it. I mean, if you want to. Dr. Frosty Brew. Cheers, Ron. Cheers to you. Good morning at dawn. Glen Logie, same old story. It's plain. Honey topped white bread crust. The bread dough, the baked bread middle. That's about it. A little grain alcohol underneath, just straight grain alcohol, but it has to be aged 3 years, so it's not raw grain spirits. Not allowed in Scotch or Canadian whiskey or Irish whiskey. Allowed in U.S. whiskey though. Unaged grain spirits, up to 80%. Can you believe it? That's the truth. Right there at Mathern's, they got Heaven Hill, Kentucky, Quality House, Kentucky, blended whiskey, 80% grain spirits. The 20% straight bourbon is reject bourbon from Heaven Hill's other brands. They admitted that on the video I saw. Like Elijah Craig or Evan Williams, that doesn't come out so nice. Or Henry McKenna. They'll put it in the blend, put a label on it, figure some old bum will buy it. I shouldn't say it like that. Let me rephrase that. Some value conscious consumer will buy it. That sounds better, doesn't it? So would Glen Logie be good as a sipper? Well, at a minimal extent, yes. Could you sip it while watching My Dinner with Andre? Something like that. Or Hannah and Her Sisters, or Manhattan. I guess you could do that. This one here, the Chivas Regal Mizunara, could you sip on it while watching Tora, 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 or Bridge Over River Kwai, or Shogun, the whole series, the entire series. Yes, I suppose you could do that. Bucks County Beer Reviews says, good morning and cheers. Good morning and cheers back to you. Have you made a Super Bowl prediction, Jay? Wayne, I think that's Wayne. I'm not going to make a Super Bowl prediction because I have no prediction. I really don't have it's so even. It could go either way. I don't have a favorite. I don't really care who wins. So no. Now on the the conference championship games, I thought that probably the home teams would win. Maybe not Kansas City because of the injury to the quarterback, but they still won. I figured they had the advantage, and they did barely. Thankfully, due to a bad play for one of the Cincinnati Bengals defensive boneheaded decision there. But those close games usually turn on something like that, some kind of bad mistake somewhere down the line. Unfortunately, sometimes on a bad call, Saints versus Rams. Think of that example. Horrendous call, worst call ever, probably. Anyway, no, I don't have a prediction. Top of the morning to you. Cheers, says Olive Fire. Cheers back to you. So, final assessment. Glen Logie. It's clearly inferior to the Chivas Regal Mizunara, but then what do you expect? It's $45 cheaper. But is it okay as a value price Scotch whiskey? Yeah. You might be saying, but why would anyone want to buy a value price Scotch whiskey? Why would they want to do that? Don't ask me. I did it just for a review. I didn't do it to drink. I don't even drink whiskey at all. I don't drink whiskey to, you know what I'm saying? I don't buy it to drink. Beer, yes. Wine, yes. But whiskey, or any other liquor, I just buy them to do reviews and taste challenges. After that, I never consume it. And I'm telling you the truth. I'm not lying. I don't sneak off air and go say, oh, I'm going to drink some whiskey. I'm going to drink some rum. I just don't do it. And if you don't believe it, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Now, but I guess people have utilizations for it, because I see Winn-Dixie Scotch for the Winn-Dixie grocery store chain. You might say, I didn't know Winn-Dixie owned distilleries in Scotland. They don't. They don't own distilleries anywhere. They just have it made for them, put their name on it. No problem there, I never had it, but I know a lot of people buy it for mostly like Mardi Gras parade parties. Like they'll have all these people at their house to watch the parade, because like we used to live on the parade route. The parade would pass in front of our house, Crue du Mont. And so my father wasn't buying any kind of expensive liquor for people to come over here and drink all of it for free. He wouldn't ask for any money, didn't expect any money, didn't want anybody's money. But also he wasn't going to put out Chivas Regal Mizunara, something like that. He's going to put out Winn-Dixie Scotch, Winn-Dixie rum, Winn-Dixie tequila, stuff like that. And then all sorts of beer. Well, not really. Coors Light beer. And they would come over there and they'd be happy to drink it. Nobody complained ever, say, oh, I don't want this Winn-Dixie bourbon. They wouldn't say that. Straight. And the funny thing is, Winn-Dixie is straight bourbon whiskey, sour mash, and it's aged 3 years. So how do you like that? It's aged even a year longer than is required for straight bourbon. So sometimes they have it for $14.99. $14.99 for a bottle of straight bourbon whiskey sour mash. Never had it. I don't know if it's any good. Okay, so Glen Logie, it's all right. It's all right if you like the flavor of honey top white bread crust. I do like that flavor, so I like it. And I would recommend it, but I think you'd do better buying the handle. You just get more. Getting the big glass bottle with a handle on it, and it'll last longer, and you can enjoy that honey flavor for years. Well, at my rate, for years. At your rate, maybe a month. Mizunara, a winner. It's delightful. It's wonderful. It's one of the best Scotch whiskeys I've ever had. You heard me right. One of the best Scotch whiskeys I've ever had. This is a true modern classic. Chivas Regal Mizunara Oak. Buy it. Try it. You're going to love it. And I do believe that is the case. So thanks for watching. Now I'm going to go watch the news. And see y'all soon on Super Sunday, 10:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Central. And if you don't see Super Sunday, that means that there's Stout Sunday going on John Anile's channel. So click over to John, Anile, Anile. Looks like Anile, but Anile. Thanks.